Chennedy-Carter now with 12 points off the bench. And then the lay.
That is one method of losing a job. In a flash, Chennedy-Carter destroyed her own WNBA career. 1 second she was on the court, the next she was pushing Caitlin Clark as if she was trying to rush through airport security and end her career. I mean, can you imagine losing your job for a single shove? That would be like getting fired from McDonald's for throwing a pickle too hard. But let's face it, this isn't just about one push. For years, Carter has been circling the WNBA like an unwelcome group chat. For teams have considered her talent, but have still said, nope, we're good. And now that she is unemployed, no team wants her GMS out here acting as though she doesn't exist. Angel unfollowed her, which is the modern-day equivalent of, we are never ever getting back together. But this is where it gets crazy. The big question is whether Carter's WNBA career is officially over or if she can still turn things around. Let's break it down, but before we get into the good stuff, take a moment to like this video. Caitlin Clark is out there changing the entire WNBA, selling out arenas, breaking records, and making so much money that the league is finally considering paying players more than a Subway sandwich. Additionally, by joining our team and subscribing to the channel, you'll always be up to speed on the most recent WNBA news, expert analysis, and in-depth analyses of the major movements. Just like this, don't miss it. We've covered every possible perspective. Click the like button, subscribe, and let's dig right in. Before we even discuss the notorious Clark incident, let's go back in time and examine Carter's WNBA journey in detail. She was really talented and swift and aggressive. Fearless, she could break down defenses, slash through the lane, and finish at the rim like very few players in the league. Her raw ability was undeniable, but she also had something else: drama, and a whole lot of it. She was drafted by the Atlanta Dream in 2020 and was supposed to be the next big thing, and for a while she came in with a lot of hype, and her scoring ability was making waves early on, but then off the court things started to unravel. Locker room tensions began to surface, and Carter found herself at the center of conflict. She had disagreements with teammates, coaching staff, and even got into heated exchanges during games. The biggest red flag, she reportedly got into it with Courtney Williams, is one of the nicest, most easygoing players in the league. That's like picking a fight with the chillest person at a party. If you're causing problems with them, that's a flashing neon sign that something isn't right. So what happened next? Well, Atlanta eventually said, yeah, we're done here, and traded her. The team had enough and didn't want to deal with the drama anymore. Then she landed with the Los Angeles Sparks, and it seemed like a fresh start. But guess what? More issues. She didn't play much, and when she did, her attitude overshadowed her game instead of taking advantage of the opportunity. By 2023, she was playing abroad in Turkey because no WNBA team wanted to risk her anymore. That's a long fall from being a first-round pick only a few years earlier. Fast forward to 2024, when the Chicago Sky decided to give her another chance because they thought she had grown up or because they thought her talent was too good to pass up. She hoped she could help, and for a little while it appeared Carter was reviving her career. But as we now know, it didn't last long. She was involved in scandal once more, and this time it may have lost her everything. Let's discuss the incident that garnered media attention. The moment that can be the last nail in the coffin in what should have been just another game of the season. During Carter's WNBA career, the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky faced off. The atmosphere in the arena was electric, the fans were boisterous, and Caitlin Clark was putting on her usual show. She was making three-pointers, running the offense like a Mro, and making the defenders look like they were playing in slow motion. Carter couldn't stand it, and then, in the middle of a play, she abruptly and violently shoved Clark as if she were trying to push her way through airport security. The force of the shove sent Clark reeling, and for a brief moment, it seemed to freeze the arena, which had been buzzing moments earlier, going completely silent. Even the referees were in complete shock, staring in shock at what they had just seen. Clark appeared to be asking, did that really just happen? As he remained there staring about. Indeed, it did, and Carter's WNBA career might never fully bounce back. The replay revealed a different tale from the first ruling that the foul was a minor violation. The WNBA quickly upgraded it to a flagrant penalty, and not just any flagrant one, sending a strong message that this was not acceptable. It wasn't a simple hard play. It was a deliberate foul that was the result of fury building. It was a careless act against one of the league's top rising stars, but everyone was watching, including executives, coaches, fans, and sponsors. The internet went viral in a matter of minutes, and if the league is worried about unneeded controversy that damages its already soaring reputation, Carter chose the wrong person to thrust the golden ticket in the face of the WNBA's future. It was more than just a shove. It was a statement, whether Carter intended it to be that way or not, and regrettably for her, it might be the moment that forces her to leave the league permanently. You would think that after a moment like that, Carter would step up, apologize, and try to patch things up, maybe saying something like, "Hey, emotions got the best of me. I regret it." If you mess with that, you're not just messing with one player, you're messing with the foundation the WNBA is trying to build. Even the slightest amount of accountability could have greatly reduced the damage, but instead she refused to respond to any questions from reporters about Caitlin Clark. This was like being caught red-handed and saying, "I don't talk about evidence," which wasn't exactly a winning our move and made her appear even worse, as if she didn't care about what had happened or how people saw her actions. The Chicago Sky looked at the scenario and essentially responded, "Yeah, we're good." Instead of benching her, they severed all relations and made no long-term commitment. No trade talks. She's basically become basketball's equivalent of an unclaimed lost item at the airport, sitting there waiting for someone to pick her up, but no team wants to sign her. Nothing that's uncommon in the WNBA, especially for a player with her scoring ability. It was a clear statement that the organization wanted no part of the baggage that came with her. When people stop following you on social media, it's the modern-day equivalent of slamming the door in your face. It's not just about the push anymore. It's about what it represents: Carter's inability to be a team player and accept responsibility for her actions. However, the bigger question is whether she can recover or if this is really the end of the road for Chennedy. The WNBA as a whole has distanced itself from her, and even her former teammates aren't supporting her. Carter, since you've come this far, you must be truly enjoying the video, so why not take a moment to click the follow button? Let's take a closer look at why teams are still afraid to take a risk on her. It's completely free, very easy to use, and helps us continue to provide you with more amazing content, especially if you're a WNBA fan. Whether it's player spotlights, game highlights, or behind-the-scenes footage, we've got you covered. Additionally, by following, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to your favorite teams and players. Let's go down to business. The sad fact is that no club is taking a chance on Carter. No one wants the constant drama that follows her like a shadow. Let's face it. Even if you are the league's most talented player, teams will fire you more quickly than a bad Tinder match if you bring negativity with you everywhere you go. That's why Carter isn't fired. What's going on is that 4 organizations have given her a shot and essentially said, "Yeah, we're good." That's not just bad luck, that's a pattern word spreads fast in the WNBA, and when coaches and execs start talking, you better believe they're not saying great things about Carter. The league is evolving, and with stars like Caitlin Clark drawing record-breaking crowds, huge sponsorship deals, and skyrocketing TV ratings, the WNBA is looking for positive role models, not unnecessary controversy. Teams rely on sponsors, and sponsors don't want their brand linked to drama. If you're constantly making headlines for the wrong reasons, you're not exactly someone companies want to put on a billboard. But the biggest issue, she hasn't shown any real growth. Instead of owning up to her past mistakes, she dodges questions and acts like nothing's wrong. And when you don't take responsibility, teams notice, coaches notice, fans notice. The WNBA isn't just about talent, it's about leadership, professionalism, and being someone people can root for. Right now, Carter is failing that test, and until she changes, she's going to keep getting iced out. Let's get one thing straight. In addition to being a once-in-a-generation talent, Caitlin Clark is actively changing the game. The Indiana Fever are expected to draw over 600,000 fans this season, which is an incredible amount to consider. The last time a WNBA team even approached that number was in 1999. This means that Clark is bringing in historically high levels of attention to women's basketball, making it impossible to ignore, and it's not just about ticket sales. Beyond the court, Clark is having a huge impact. Her jersey sales have increased dramatically, increasing WNBA product sales by an astounding 1,000%. Yes, you read correctly, 1000%. When a single player can cause that kind of shift in financial and fan engagement metrics, it indicates that they are more than just a player. They are an asset to the league as a whole. That is not a typo, and the league is undoubtedly taking this seriously. However, let's take a moment to truly understand why this matters. With Clark in the picture, the WNBA has been fighting for years to gain more recognition, money, and respect. Now that it's finally happening, more people are watching the league, more investors are interested, and more casual sports fans are tuning in to see what all the hype is about. In other words, Caitlin Clark isn't just expanding the WNBA, she's revolutionizing it. As a result, when Carter shoved her, it wasn't just a foul. Rather, it was a direct hit against the league's future. The WNBA and the fans weren't going to overlook that, and Swift's social media conversation went viral. Suddenly, Carter wasn't just a player with a negative attitude, she was the player who attempted to destroy the league's reputation. In addition to being a fantastic player, Clark is also a business asset, a marketing treasure trove, and a representation of the direction the WNBA is taking. When someone like Carter puts the league on notice, the repercussions are swift. But what does this mean for Carter's future? Is there anything she can do to make amends? Carter is currently a free agent, but the issue is that no team is contacting her. Not even a whisper. It seems like the WNBA has completely abandoned her. If she wants another chance, she needs to do two things. First, she needs to apologize and mean it. Teams want to see genuine accountability. And second, she needs to change her attitude, so there is no more fights or runaround drama. The WNBA isn't waiting around for her to change. This is a lesson in professionalism. If no team is willing to take a chance on her, she might have to prove herself overseas first. More importantly, she needs to avoid trouble and avoid negative headlines. If teams see her making good moves, she might just get another opportunity. Only time will tell if she makes a comeback. What do you guys think? Has Chennedy Carter officially fumbled her WNBA career? Is there still hope for a comeback should a team take a chance on her, or is she better off playing overseas? Talent can open doors, but the wrong attitude can slam them shut. If Carter wants to get back in, she'll need to do more than just play good basketball. She'll need to show that she's a whole new person on and off the court, and that's it. Tell me in the comments. Please use the like button if you like this video, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well. Additionally, subscribe to remain up to speed on all the most recent WNBA drama updates and in-depth analyses. We're giving you the authentic, unvarnished perspectives that you won't find anywhere else. Oh, and click on that alert bell. Make sure you never miss a new upload because, believe me, the drama is just going to become more bizarre, and this season is only getting started. That's all for now.